Cornucopias is a cutting-edge open-world MMO set in a world where humanity has ascended from the Earth's surface and created a breathtaking new world in the sky. This fantastical realm is a system of floating islands carved from the land we once called home, now encased in radically advanced dome-shaped structures suspended high above the clouds. Each one is a futuristic marvel with its own unique environment, identity, and thriving communities. It is within these domes the epic journey begins. Here, players take control of their own personal avatar, which gives them the freedom to choose their destiny. Be immersed in vast landscapes, explore vibrant settlements, and engage in a myriad of activities such as crafting, commerce, combat, racing, and more. Welcome to a world where the sky is no longer the limit.
Hey everybody, welcome to Copi Cafe. This is episode number 114. Can you believe it? Rob, why are you wearing those glasses? It's Pump It Glasses Day?
I never name them that. I was just asked to put them on. I just do what I'm told. Why are you wearing yours? Is it pretty sunny where you are?
If you're going to wear yellow glasses, I'm going to wear some yellow glasses. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
just following. Glasses. You're leading. I'm following. Huh?
Look, I had some alternative glasses, but I've got to save them to next week, apparently.
Yes, you got scolded. Sorry, just kidding. All right, we got a fun episode ahead for you guys today. We've got maps, a little maps, and update on the land grab, node update. We're going to talk about the COPIC stake pool, land grab, more on the land grab, some questions on that, some assets that are in the store, and then we have a very special guest. We'll let you know who that is when he comes up. So, and obviously the leak and all sorts of good stuff like that. Rob, what are you drinking today?
Well, today I got a Tango.
It's
got a bit of a kick. Got a bit of a pumping sound. Listen. Not that much. Anyway.
Cheers.
What are you drinking, Josh?
I can't tell you what's inside of this.
Is it? I don't know. You know what? I can't pour this with all these glasses. Good luck.
It's water. Good old H2O. You know, the inconvenient side of the timing of what we do for Copi Cafe is that so often it's evening time for you and you get more liberty with your choice of beverage. I'm in that time of day where I still need to hydrate. You know what I mean? All right, let's get right at it. So
it's half past 3 in the afternoon. So yeah, I'm being liberty with my apple juice.
Get a couple shots and hey. So we've got the maps. Actually, the sections and the topics were a little off, but we'll cover both land topics right now. Huh?
We'll go for the questions.
Let's go for the questions first.
Start off straight out of the blocks with some community questions.
Yeah, let's do it.
Otherwise, I can't read it.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. We need some magnification here. Okay. Oh, that helps.
Ask them all together. I'll just give you a brain dump.
Okay. From Levi, will the land rush still be in quarter 4? From Roland, I assume the land grab will not take place this year. I'm perfectly fine with that. I hope more resources will go to the gameplay development anyway. But is it possible to tell us a little bit why it takes longer? I know developing a game is very difficult, but can you tell us which problems appear with developing the land grab so we have more understanding when it's pushed forward? And then from Norton, we have land update, please. Okay, so they're all kind of the same, but
yeah. So I've been speaking to to Mr. Pink. He's been building our website. There's a complicated answer and there's an easy answer. The land rush technology has been ready for a while, but what we're doing is we're adding more and more features to it to make it amazing. But also at the same time, we want to gather some information on which are we want to get some feedback, because you only get one chance to do this event. So and we're working on some more slicker interfaces, but to give you some idea of the process, that what goes into it is we wrote a section within Unreal Engine where we can go around to all the different land plots and take an image of them. So I don't know whether this is going to be available when we launch this new map from day one, but it'll definitely be available in the future. So you'll have some high resolution images of every single individual land plot, probably 3 or 4 different images. And over time, so again, not version 1, not version 2, maybe way in the future, 6 to 9 months, who knows, those could automate. So as people are building up those land plots, that map in itself, which will be on a web browser, can evolve over time. So this is, I've never seen this in any other game before, because obviously other games don't have persistent land as we have. So we will not only have a live game, but we'll also have live maps, and that will obviously flow through to the marketplace in the future as well. So we're working on all these little bits. So we're working on some 4K tiles, which again in the future could be 8K, and there was also talk of them being, you know, even higher resolution for that, which would just be crazy. Now, so for the MVP version, which we are almost very, very close to releasing, we're looking at taking some of these images. These images will probably take about 60 hours to take the images in game, going through and putting the camera behind the player and automate them. It really is lots to go through. But if we were to set this up
programmatically for each size property as well,
yeah, but some of the major challenges is if those cameras would be kind of another player within the game, and as we know, we've got this day and night life cycle. So you know, so after a few hours, you might get one area that's daytime and the other's nighttime. So we have to work on that as well. So we have to adjust. We have to do a special build where we've got cloud density, so that's equal. We're going to set it to about 11 a.m. in the morning, and we're going to put a couple of point lights so we have even lights, and we're also working on an interface. So there is lots that's going into this.
Why not just shoot it in magic hour? Have we talked about magic hour for that?
It can be, and that's one of the things is we set off down a route, and then we have to have a look, and then we have to see if it looks even, and then across all the different maps and all the different places.
Magic hour lighting typically makes everything look beautiful could be that and time. Even, and it's not too harsh with shadows and stuff. But yeah, really good points there. The only thing I would add would be the well, to sum up a lot of what you said there, that was a lot of detail you provided, and to deliver something with the level of quality that we like to deliver at, that means thinking through every single detail, and it does cause things to take longer. Yeah. But one other thing that this was also Mr. Pink's idea. He was like, you know what, what did he say? He said, if the land grab is a big event, this is huge for us. Like, it's a big marketing event. It's going to draw new people into the game. It's going to create new awareness. We want to make it a big deal. Well, then we should probably couple that with a good amount of new gameplay as well. So it's kind of like just really strengthens the entire deal. And so that is the current plan. So we pushed it back a little bit. But yeah, like Rob said, it's mostly developed.
Yeah, you want to get the eyes, and then you want to keep them. So what we're doing is we're going to roll this out in a couple of phases, and the first phase that you will see is you will see the map on the website, a version of it. I don't know if it will be as detailed as explained with 3 or 4 explorable images, but you'll definitely see each land plot. You'll be able to move from land plots. It will be able to read your wallet. So you'll be able to see let's have a look at some of my other notes that are in there. So you'll be able to see the land plots that are in your wallet and go directly to the ones that you favorite, because at that point you haven't done the land grab. So you'll be able to go through and choose your different favorites and do filters. You'll be able to change from Solace 1, 2 and 3. So there is a lot going into that. Like I say, it's been working. I mean, we've probably had version 1 working for well over like 6 weeks or so, but we're now we then look at them. We look at linking that up in the back end. We had to wait for some of the lands to be changed because they were overlapping in game, and so we're almost ready for that, and I think we'll have a big update about that next week. So
I talked to Jeff about that this morning, and it looks good for Mr. Pink to transition over to that probably today or tomorrow. For
Mark's
that
just doing some final tweaks on some of the interface, but well, we should have a big update next week.
One final amount of context for why everything takes a while is we've got so much that's been done on the back end, and there's things that break, there's APIs that break, there's APIs that change, they get updated. There's a giant juggling act going on behind the website, the launcher, the nodes, the rewards claiming, the land, like all of this is managed in one central system, but there's a lot of complexity that comes with that as well. So, okay, we'll move on to the next side of things here, which is the node update. You have a node update for us, Rob.
Yeah, even more. Yeah. So I meet with Greg maybe once or twice a week. I meet with Mr. Pink once a week as well. So Mr. Pink's working as well on that, because that's got front end. So we have a new node interface coming for the node holders. What you'll be able to do is you'll be able to now start managing your pools from a nice fancy interface. Behind the scenes, people have been, our testers, our community testers, they've been raising a ticket in Discord and getting API keys and setting everything up, all kind of manually. So we've got a front end that's almost ready to go, and it's looking pretty slick. So you'll be able to manage your pools, you'll be able to name your pool, create multiple ones, view them in a really nice slick list. It will have statuses on it, whether your pool's online, offline, whether it's syncing, all those stuff. So you'll be able to see. You'll be able to look at individual information, and all this is private for you. That none of it's public. So you'll be able to see all your nodes that are connected, and over time we will add more and more information to that. Nice fancy graphs. You'll be able to create your API key directly from that. So those that have been testing know what I'm talking about. Those that have not been building nodes, there'll be full instructions. So the early testers, they've had to kind of figure it out for everybody else, and it's been very manual, and they're going through this learning curve. But we're hoping that when we push it live to the wider community, all those has been nicely slicked up. So we'll have logs in there as well, so you'll be able to go look at your errors and successes and charts, and it's all working. It's just we're going through the final testing, and then we're hoping that interface will be released sometime this year, but we don't like to set dates.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I will also say that I just looking at the UI for all of this, once again, just really simple, clean, great experience, leading with quality. It's very exciting. And with this new build that came out yesterday, I downloaded that this morning, the staging build, which has some exciting stuff we'll get to later, little leak. But that I downloaded that from the launcher on the fast mode. So that Greg has he's removed a few of the variables and improved that significantly. That took about 12 minutes to
Yeah,
download.
and
So
you're
we're getting,
using the nodes. You're
yeah,
using
yeah,
our node
using the
system. Yeah,
nodes,
yeah.
correct. Which is not that many nodes either. So I think
No.
the speed will improve over time. And obviously that's a huge help to reducing attrition of new user onboarding. So
Yeah,
great stuff.
over the last few weeks, since we've had community testers, I mean, Greg has had so much feedback. The system has actually been tuned up. We found issues that we've quickly managed to fix. We've got it working on Linux, Windows, on the Mac, and also on the Raspberry Pi. The APIs have been so fast that, you know, when Greg's finished with this, we're going to have him to look at some other APIs for us, because he's an API wizard. And yeah, it's been a dream project, that definitely for Greg to work on. And it's almost ready to go live. Hopefully in the next build that will be using the node system. If not, definitely the one after, but we're aiming for the next one. And that'll be a big test, especially when people see what's coming in the next build.
And you just mentioned something that is key to emphasize about our community. And then we need to move on to the next section. Not our community, our team, community as well. But, you know, Greg absolutely loves this project. And that is what we're looking for any person's role within this. Do you love what you do? Are you passionate about it? Are you passionate about Cornucopias? Do you love what you do? Okay, then let's talk about your skills. Or do you have the skills to get there? And that has been key for us all along the way, that we've got people in positions that they absolutely love. And so, yeah, I think our next guest on Copi Cafe here today will shed some more light on some of that. But
nice segue.
That is if he loves it. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, and you know, the sales have been going well over these last few weeks. So we're now recruiting a couple more developers,
programmers. Yeah,
to join our Unreal Engine team.
That would be on the game side, programmers for increasing the pace of our game loops that we're bringing.
That's super exciting.
Yeah,
they're not cheap people.
The plan is to take that. That's a good point. We want to get one on before the end of the year, and then we want to kind of do one or two a month, probably.
If we could do that
for a few months, and then see if we can get to a level where that makes sense, then great. And if we need to ramp it up more from there, we'll do it. Okay.
Yeah, we've talked in the past. We don't want the team too big, but we think somewhere around about 100
is probably the sweet spot. But you know what? That could change when we get there. Who knows what's happening? But yeah. Okay. So the COPIC stake pool, that is still live. You can still, it's an ISPO or wait, it's not an ISPO. It's an SPO, stake pool offering. So you can stake to COPIC, your ADA to COPIC, and earn Copi tokens. That's still going. There's still quite a few rewards there left that people can earn. So definitely encourage you guys to go check that out if you haven't yet. But yeah, Rob, anything you want to add there?
Yeah, we have 2 Cardano stake pools. So with Copic, what you do is you stake. So basically with Cardano, nothing leaves your wallet. You just say, look, here's my wallet. I want to stake to this. And then you go on, you find a Copic, COPIC. And instead of being rewarded with ADA, you will receive Copic equivalent of whatever ADA's worth. So if you're going to get, I don't know, $10 worth of ADA, you would then actually, because what we're doing with Copic is we're giving 125% rewards. So if you're about to receive $10 worth of ADA, you would actually receive $12.50 of Copi from the Copic stake pool. And so that's Copic. And we always have the original Cardano stake pool, which is Copi. So that's just COPI. and in return for staking your ADA, you will receive ADA. So you've got two choices. If you want to receive 125% COPI token, then stake to COPIC. And
So
if
that's
you
a
want
25% bonus in
yes.
Copi token on what the ADO amount would have been at the price point.
Yep.
Yeah, for the period.
And
so
if you want ADA, COPI.
Yep, it's good stuff. All right, so go check it out and jump in. If you have questions about how that works, jump into our community. They're always glad to assist with anything. So some of you that may not have been too familiar with Cardano, there's zero security concerns with assigning your staking keys. When you decide to stake to a certain pool, all you're doing is assigning staking keys to that pool because there's a different kind of key involved for moving funds. So you're not putting anything at risk. Okay. So we have a few assets in the store. They're back up. That's live as of right now. And the two are the 0G Jetpack, which is a lot of fun. And that's a rare. So there aren't too many of those. And then there's also the Titan backpack that'll be useful for carrying things around in the future. But that is available now too as well for sale. And that's also rare.
Love it.
So to find that, just go to cornucopias.io/marketplace. And there you go. All right. What else are we covering? You know what? I think it's time. It's time for our special guest.
Before we do, let me get prepared.
Oh, you're putting the glasses on? Different glasses.
Just these ones.
Okay. I'm going to stick with mine for now. All right. Well, let's get him up here. Copiboar. Welcome to Copi Cafe. How are you, sir?
Hello. I'm fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, this is your first time on the show, correct?
It is. I was thinking back, and I remember how absolutely ecstatic I was when I was mentioned on Copi Cafe once, running around the house, showing my wife. And here I am on stage right now. So that's pretty cool.
Well,
very reflective.
As with a lot of people from our team, they've a good amount have emerged from the community. You know, we knew who you are and what you were doing well before you ended up joining us. And that story's been pretty cool. So I don't know. You want to tell us a little bit about how you discovered Cornucopias? I know Rob's got questions here too. So
Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
discovered Cornucopias similar to a lot of people through Cardano, through Charles Hoskinson and his white paper videos or his whiteboard video. And I actually was one of my first experiences in Cardano was participating in the TGE of Sunday Swap, and I got my first little NFT from them. And then I was hooked. I was ready to look into the ecosystem, and I came across you guys, around Copi Cafe 4. It might have been 3.
4?
Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't know you've been around that long. Wow.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. And then 7 came on. 7 came on the 7th episode, and I was like, this is it. This is it. The community tied with, I come from a background of just loving video games and that being a big part of my past and my growing up. And I saw the parallels between I was a Nintendo kid. So like the wholesomeness of Nintendo and the wholesomeness of Cornucopias, it kind of like it connected for me. And I was like, well, there's no greater use case in crypto than a video game. I was like, this is genius. And I loved the community. I loved the art style, the feeling it gave me. And I mean, I never looked back. I went from, my handle used to be Adabor. And at some point, I went full in and I was Copiboar and I haven't looked back.
All right.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Well, what was your first progression into? So from there, you started becoming active into the community, which is where I think I discovered you later when you got more active in our Discord, maybe.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I feel like I followed the progression of the game kind of I downloaded Discord for the first time because of Cornucopias. I became enthralled with chat and the community, and then as testing was coming up, I was like, I can't miss out on this. I need to see what I'm really a part of firsthand. And so I'm like, I came from a Mac background. I was always Macs. I went to school to be a product designer, so I was always in the Macs, and I was like, that's it. I'm going for it. I'm going to get a PC. So I went all out, and I'm like, as long as I'm going all out, I might as well do something. I think I could contribute making videos maybe, and it started and it didn't stop. And I love I love process. So I started from the ground, learning and teaching myself as much as I could. I reached out to community members. Jupiter helped me a little bit, and then Scruffy helped me a little bit. And I was like, I love learning. I love process. So I just kept going and going and going and pushing myself. And I'm a PC guy now. I love it. And I love everything that has come along with the process.
That planning side really comes through now. And for what it did for me was, we all joke that we're all in the cornfields together, within Discord. However, you actually are in the cornfields. There was a video of you going around on a tractor with eating corn that must have been, I don't know, 8 foot tall or 9 foot tall.
Right. Prior to the actual being able to get into the game, I was doing videos, practicing racing on my lawnmower and going through cornfields, and you got to make what you can work. So yeah, that was the start of it.
We're going to find some footage of that and put it up.
Yeah.
Well, Matt has spoken pretty well for what you're adding to the marketing team and how you're involved there in terms of the organization and putting together community events. You want to tell us a little bit about what your role is?
Sure.
And then I know Rob has a question.
Yeah, it's the same thing. What's your role, and when did you officially join us?
Yeah. April, I believe, of last year, or of this year still, sorry. And I'd say my role, I've kind of, true to my nature, like I named myself Boar. It has a few meanings, but I definitely have that, like, I will not give up, and I just keep pushing and keep pushing. And I have a ton of drive and a ton of focused direction. So I started out helping with events, and I've made my way into QA as well. So I love the duality of the two positions, being able to see everything coming from the ground up and being able to see what the process is there and help out every way I can there. And then being able to take what I've learned there and implement it into helping the community, be it in, as a moderator or on top of that through these community events. And I also like being the string between communication. I love communicating and making sure everyone kind of has a good understanding of what's going on. And a lot of times the team is so busy and so locked down that I can be that voice in between that kind of connects the two. So
I've got a good question for you, because
the
QA team now, I mean, the QA team's pretty big. There's about 8 or 9 of you. And we don't hear much about Ant. That we've got 2 other founders. We've got Jeff and Ant. And you obviously work with Ant. Is he around? Is he present in the company?
No, he's always on vacation. No, it's been a pleasure working with Ant as well. He's a great guy. I really enjoy just learning the process of how these builds come in and how we tackle them and finding the problems in real time and working with the developers and seeing how everything gets changed in real time. Right now, we just recently got one of our big builds for the first time, and it's like you have those conversations back and forth with the devs and ironing things out. So it's just been great. Yeah.
I think it's cool how it's naturally evolved. It happened this way with Scruffy as well. You and Scruffy both kind of naturally evolved into QA from the original role, or Scruffy might have been the opposite. I don't recall, but started off in one, and then I don't know. I think marketing and QA go pretty well together. Keeps
They
you
do.
informed of exactly the status of things. It keeps you able to communicate any issues to the public, to the community. You know,
You know what's coming, so you can kind of prepare.
yeah, in some ways it's a drawback because we lose that time from you guys on the marketing team, or QA loses that time. It's one or the other, but at the same time, I think it's working right now, and so
Yeah, a great example of that last night, we ran an event, and we purposefully brought the devs and the QA team in on the event because we were having certain issues in certain circumstances with larger groups of people. And this way, I was able to communicate, in real time. They were able to watch on the back end what was going on, and we can address those issues in real time, because a lot of these things wouldn't happen if we weren't running the events and loading the servers from all these different locations. So yeah, they really do go hand in hand very well.
Yeah, one of the things. Yeah, you definitely. Let's talk about the events, but one of the things that you also do just before Copi Cafe starts is you have this kind of fun competition where people try and guess what we're drinking, and for the last 10-15 minutes, I've really been wondering what you've been drinking.
hey, good call.
Yes, I forgot. Well,
So did
I have two drinks. Finishing up here, just my morning caffeine, which is just some sugar-free powder energy drink, and then my go-to, which might not show up on my green screen here, but I call it blue drink, which is just basically sugar-free Gatorade, which is, like a little dropper into water. It's a weird habit, but it tastes, it's like Arctic blue.
So, all right.
But you are into fitness as well, because we've met you in Vegas, so you're. We seem to have a few muscle men.
We did a workout.
We did.
Yeah.
We passed ways. We passed ways.
So you came with us to Vegas this year. So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah. That was pretty early in. Well, it felt like years ago now in crypto time. But I was definitely newer to the team at that point, and it was very stressful internally. Outside, I thought I was doing okay, but I was brought in to kind of help with the organization and making sure everything went well, which I guess you guys knew, and I anticipated what can go wrong, will go wrong in conferences, right? So we had our fair share of things to deal with, but
yeah,
it went well. I think it went really well, and I learned a lot, and what a great opportunity to meet everybody in person, and the community that comes around, the people that come around, online, people can be pretty rotten if they're hiding behind a screen, but in person, everyone is so nice. Everyone's so nice. So it was really good to have that interaction, that human interaction with everybody.
Yeah. And there's never a time. I mean, I guess you were early with the team, so that added some stress, but there's never a conference where there's not a good amount of stress prior to. Even with this one, with you, and Matt leading, both you guys were just kind of planning a lot of the stuff, working together significantly to get it prepped. We had additional planning and organization because of what you were doing, and we still ran into that catastrophically scary moment on the first day where the builds there was an issue and we weren't getting it working, and it was because somebody on the back end has changed one of the words or the API or something that changed, and it was like, that was scaring me, because when you're on game day and you can't get the builds live, and the primary focus of what you're doing in the event are these 2 monitors or 3 monitors where people can come and play. Yeah. It's like,
of which the main monitor showed up completely shattered.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yep, that too. And we had to go get, good call.
I mean,
we had to
for
go
us,
get
we're kind of veterans now, because we've done like 5 or 6 of these. So the team just comes in, we say hello again. But yeah, for you, not only you've got thrown in the deep end, you've now got to meet us all. I remember the first time we met, and for me it was just like, you're just another, it was great to meet you kind of thing, and then here's a screwdriver, get on with it. And then for you guys, it must be like, What's going on here?
I will tell you, this was my initial that first day, maybe it was the second day, but we had a team meeting up in a room.
Oh, that was good.
That that one sent me spinning. I mean, that was like everybody. I've never met anyone in person, much less talked to them in person. And it was a big team meeting about big things that were happening. And I just kind of sat there in awe, like, wow, this is it's like watching dreams be molded, it's really cool. So
no leaks.
Very cool.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Still hasn't been leaked.
Do you want to tell us about the new Engage tool?
Sure. Yeah. So we've been going through the process. If you're in the community, within Discord, we had two systems, the Me6 bot daily claim, Corn Points claim, and the Engage points, which we use for kind of two different things. But I've been going through the process of merging the two systems to kind of make it simple, make it one system, and make these points have some utility, some ease of utility, and some regularity to be able to use them outside of just whitelists, which we used to use the Corn Points for. So we are about 90% finished with this whole process. Scruffy and I, he helped me build some scripts. We used one of Rob's scripts. As anyone knows, Discord is very difficult in the first place. And then you throw in two different bots that speak two different languages that don't interact with each other. It's been a process, but we're very happily very close to making an announcement that we are as far as we can go on our side, and we will manually triple, quadruple check anything that comes through the grapevine after that. But soon after that, we'll have some regular raffles, auctions, sales, different roles you can buy. So different things and utility we can bring to these points that the community has been collecting through the years.
Yeah, it's really important. Yeah, because like you say, the points are all kind of isolated in a world of Discord, really, and you could only see the top 10. Now we're bringing them into our main database, so they'll actually have more utility and be used in game and have a really strong tie, especially with some of the stuff that I suppose it's a good segue into some of the stuff that you're doing, because you've been doing movie nights with people, you've been having events where people are doing flying, and we've got some footage that we can show of one that we had the other day. Do you want to talk about that? Because those are not only good for engagement, but they're also good for testing as well.
Yeah. Definitely, like I said the other last night, that we were merging the two things together. But yeah, it's we've been doing jetpack races recently. We do the track races from time to time, and we'll have larger tournaments as we get the server scaling knocked out here. But yeah, it's a great way, as I'm on both teams, to be able to share the experiences. And it's really just a great way to get the community together. People have fun and, get these screenshots and memories and, funny experiences when the reality is we're all so lucky to be a part of this game development at such an early stage. And it's not normal. So I
would agree. Rob and I are lucky to have been, it's same.
Yeah. So for people from the community and coming in new and that have been here a long time and see the process along the way, it's very rewarding. And it's just a lot of times it's like it's an outlet. It's a outlet to have fun together. And yeah, we give out these Engage points, or we give out NFT prizes, and they will evolve along the way as we get different mechanisms. And, we got the jetpacks, and it gave us a whole new route of things to do. So as these new loops and mechanisms and things come into the game, it's just going to make these different competitions easier, more fun. And it's going to be...
It is really interesting because, in isolation, it just looks like it's a good community event and we're doing some kind of server testing. If you zoom out a few months, and we can talk about something very soon, these ideas and these spin-offs, we're early testing without all the mechanics in place. So something that will has evolved from that process or early planning that we thought, would this work? We know it will work. And I'm leading up to the leak, but we'll get to that later.
Yes. All right. I think that brings us to conclusion. Do you have anything final that you want to say that's up and coming that you guys are working on in marketing, or any community events you want to leak? Not to put you on the spot, but because you're not required to give a leak here, but is there anything?
Well, I'd say we are ready to go with a large racing tournament as soon as we are okayed on the scaling situation. Outside of that, yeah, I think we got some. I don't know what I can speak on. I'll leave the leaking up to you guys, but I'm always ready to go, and I'm always ready to adjust and adapt with these new releases, and also ideas from the community.
Yeah,
whatever we have that within the realm of what we're capable in working with, there is a channel where you can have community suggestions for events, and I'm always up to trying to incorporate them.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah, no, that was a good one. The racing tournament that's up and coming. It has several dependencies, but are you talking about the one with the large esports group as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Well, that is a good one to mention. I think it's been mentioned before, but if not, it's here now too as well. I've definitely mentioned the esports group before. So, okay, then thank you, man, for joining the team. Thank you for joining Copi Cafe. It was good to have you on for the first time.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah.
If you want to stay on for the leak and questions, you can just stay up here with us. Rob, you want to go ahead and ask me those questions, and then we'll go into the leak?
Yes, sure. A couple of questions. So
Alrighty.
Number one came from Ty Theo. He wants to know, why doesn't the Cardano platform get a bigger amount of items when it is clearly more popular, based on messages that are items sold out again on Cardano platform, than the base platform? Furthermore, isn't it possible to transfer NFTs from one platform to the other and vice versa? It's a good question.
Isn't it possible to transfer NFTs from one platform to the other? Yeah. No, there's not an NFT bridge that we're currently using. We've looked at some in the past, but they're not quite ready, and we don't need to go there right now. So, this question kind of goes back to our original philosophy when we started Cornucopias. Cardano is our home chain. For sure. It's where we found and discovered each other. It's how Rob and I met in the first place, through Charles Hoskinson talking about a catalyst proposal that Rob was working on. And it caused me to reach out to Rob and say, hey, what's up? And, that's how we met, was in the Cornucopias community. But we've always also had and this is also partially from Charles Hoskinson, talking about the importance of interoperability. And so we've always had the mindset of working with multiple chains, being cross-chain, to bring more people in, to make it easier for some to get involved. In terms of base, the reason we chose base is obviously there's going to be a large inflow of people from Coinbase to the base chain projects. And so we wanted to capitalize on that. And then there's, tons of reasons why we chose Cardano originally as well. And so, back to the question, that was just giving a little bit of context. If we're looking at doing something cross-chain, we're not going to start with 90% Cardano NFTs and only do 10% on base, because that wouldn't really help us to develop the base chain ecosystem. And that needs some help. We're working on marketing in that community. And so we really wanted to give it an even chance. And so if we run out on Cardano of a certain asset, learn how to use base. You're only improving your skills in navigating the crypto industry, which we believe is going to be very important for everyone in the future. And so that's only serving you to learn how to use another chain, as well as. We want to keep it even, and that way it's even to base and even to Cardano, and that's the way we're going to do it moving forward. So
yep, it's not a good message to those people on base if we're only giving them 10%. It's
Right.
like,
Yeah. It's like,
we're
oh,
throwing you
you're
some
not an
problems.
important chain.
And then what happens if he gets really popular on base? What do we do then? Then only put 10% supply on Cardano. It just doesn't work, does it?
Yeah. Yeah. That wouldn't work.
Okay. Next question is from. So the next question is from Leviticus of the Knights. He wants to know: can we get a status update on vehicle staking? How close are we?
Yeah. So if you're talking about fuel staking,
Mhm.
I have originally come up with an idea for how we would do that. Then you took that idea, expanded upon it, put together a really good spreadsheet, breaking down a variety of variables and improved upon it. And we're in the process of chatting with the dev team on when we can get that implemented. It just needs to get thrown into, like we said earlier, there's just a ton of different things that are already going. So it's like, when can we put that in? And I don't know the answer for that, but it's not a huge project either. So it could be in the near future. It's definitely high on our priorities list. It's just, how do we navigate around the new marketplace that we're working on, the land grab event that we're working on, and then the nodes and all of the other things. And, it's just, yeah, I think it'll be pretty soon, but I can't give a date.
I mean, it's definitely part of an interconnected system. So when you get one chance to do kind of like a staking for fuel, and you have to figure out all the metrics, and it's very simple to implement, but it's very complicated to plan.
Quite true. All righty. Well, I think that takes us to our leaks. You had 2 questions for me, and then we answered 3 questions in the very beginning on the land grab from the community. So thank you guys for always giving us new questions to share answers with you on. Rob, do you want to bring up the leak images?
Yeah, before I get to the official leak, I shared quite innocently this image on Twitter. I mean, on X. I did ask the team if it's okay to share, and they said, yeah, everything's been seen before. However, the community with their keen eyes noticed the animals. I think people have seen the animals kind of in bronze statue form. So it's good to see the all animals lined up there.
It's always good to see a levitating fish as well.
So, oh yeah, the levitating fish. I just noticed that now. Yeah, I'd never noticed that, and nobody's mentioned that either. But one cunning guy actually noticed that the way this has been lined out, and this is what we often do. We often line up the artwork in kind of like a row. So you'll see the vehicle there. You'll see the animals in the background, levitating fish. You can see the a javelin to the right. I think is that a javelin? It may be something else, but it is nothing new. It's something
that looks like a javelin. I don't know. It looks like a javelin, but
what you can also see is actually, yes, we are working on Esperanza at the same time as Solace. So
is that a couch?
Is it a couch
above the javelin?
Oh yeah. Interesting. I just had this really crazy thought. I don't know if you've seen the Star Wars episode, The Family Guy, where Peter Griffin has a couch on Millennium Falcon. It just reminded me of that. Anyway, so what we do is sometimes we set up photo shoots and we do different leaks. This has been set in some of the artwork for Esperanza. So without realizing, I did leak some of the Esperanza. So this is a first look of Esperanza artwork, which we are working on. And Copiboar actually is about to get Esperanza 1 to go through and do some testing on in the next week or so. So that So yeah,
I didn't know that. You're leaking that to me. So you're about to get a first version of Esperanza to go through on Q. Wait,
I didn't know that. That's news to me. So
oops.
Thanks, Rob.
Rob.
Oops. It is imminent. It is imminent. Yes,
imminent indeed.
But that process takes a little bit of time. Yeah. Oh, he's done it again. Why always me? Anyway, so you can see some cacti.
Yeah,
and some animal,
and that's the Junker vehicle, which will come back up for sale eventually. I love the Junker. The Mad Max kind of vibe, or the Dune vibe.
The
that
Random
it's got.
Metalworks Speeder. What's its full name? It'll come to
Rando
me.
Metal.
It's the name.
Is it the speeder or the junker?
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's the Randos. It's the name of the file. Randos Metalworks Sunset Speeder. That's its full name.
Sunset Speeder. Okay, my bad on that one. There was it's Rando Metalworks Junker Jetpack.
Yeah, Rando Metalworks.
That I was confusing.
Jetpack.
My bad.
Yeah.
Scratch Junker. This is the Sunset Speeder. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very, very cool. Right. However, let's get to the actual leak for this
the
week.
leak.
We've been building up to it a little bit before.
We leaked a levitating fish, so that's good too. Sort of. I don't know if anybody's seen it.
Quantum
The
fish.
fish part.
That feels like a meme.
Go ahead.
So yeah, we spoke a little bit earlier in the episode about Copiboar doing testing, flying around with jetpacks from one area to another. There's one thing that was kind of missing, and that's actually a course of some kind.
Oh.
So there's multiple things going on here. First of all, yes, we now have what we're calling aero trails. I'll give you some information on aero trails in a short while. This is a new game loop, which is a timer, and it's set in. Can you guess where that's set? Where is this place? We've not seen this artwork before.
Who are you asking?
Either or.
I think we've both been there, so
Yeah, we've both been there.
We both know.
I'm just teasing for the community. So
It does look dark. It looks dark.
Yeah. So this is Aero Trails. Aero Trails is a new area of Toledo Valley, known as the city. Not the city that we spoke about previously, but this is the city within Toledo Valley. It's a new art style, more of like a brutalism art style. So the idea, the thinking behind it is very similar to kind of like how Toledo Resort was based on Las Vegas. You have the strip, and Toledo Resort is very nice, and neon lights and everything happens on the evening. However, behind the scenes, you have the workers that keep the place tidy and clean. Well, they don't necessarily live in the bright, shiny places. This is kind of where the workers of Toledo Valley live in this section. You can't miss it. It's just behind the strip. So this is where the workers live, and this is where Aero Trails is. So Aero Trails, you need a jetpack to play it. There's 25 rings. This is course one of many, and we will see these expand in the future to Solace and other areas, and maybe even a couple of different courses within Toledo itself. This, I would say, is a bit of a medium course. You've got 25 rings. You can take them in any order. When you go through that first ring, a timer starts, and you have 60 seconds to get to the next ring. If you get there in 5 seconds, it's fine. The clock then starts again, and you have a minute to go through one before the clock resets. If the clock resets, the clock does run out, all the rings that you currently got suddenly reset, and you have to start again. And there will be a leaderboard around it, so it's quite a big area. The city is quite a big area of Toledo Valley. We've had a couple of attempts at this. I got 24 in about 11.
Yeah, you did great.
10 and a half minutes. I could not find the 25th, and I've got 1 minute to go, and I'm getting very stressed. And
that was fun this morning. I lost track of time, so
Yes.
I was 10 minutes late to a meeting with Jeff, and I wanted to just tell him, come on over and run around with Rob and I. But that was a blast. I love it, trying to figure it out and navigate and how do you plan and where you're going to land and how do you time everything. There's a lot of complexity that becomes it's got a little bit of intensity to it because of the clock. You got to get your landing spots, because obviously your jetpack is running out of fuel. So you've got to let that reload. You've got this 1 minute timer. You've got to find your landing spot.
when they're active, they're blue, and when you go
Mhm.
through them, they turn
Red.
orange. So
Red, orange.
it's quite an intensive, skillful game. You got to learn the map, you got to learn your landing spots, and so those that like speed runs, I think they're just gonna go crazy over
that's
this
going to
game.
be a blast.
Yeah, and with that new artwork, it's more.
And this is something that could be applied to a lot of other areas. So when we originally conceived of this and talked through this, what was it, about a month ago?
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
I mean, we've had the idea something like this for the jetpacks. You know, when we came up with it, we decided we're going to have jetpacks.
Yeah,
however, we have of fast tracked
planning and talking about it and adding it to the schedule was about a month ago.
Yeah, we fast tracked it when we saw the response to the jetpacks and some of the stuff that Copiboar was doing and some of the events. It was very quite quick to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a very fun the planning conversation. What I did not realize was there was going to be a new area built. David and the team surprised us with that a new area was built for it, because the way we had originally discussed it was having rings like we did the peaks, the buttes in Solace with the jetpacks and doing a rings course in there, which is still a possibility. I believe
it will.
We're going to have a function, but we didn't want those to be always visible kind of thing. So there would be a function where you turn those on if you're interested in doing the buttes rings, Aero Trails course or whatever. So there will
definitely find the way to Solace. Yeah, there'll be multiple tracks. It's a leaderboard. So Copiboar will be doing events for this in the future. You know, more gameplay loops are coming out. We're still working on the other side. It hasn't been that much of a distraction. It probably took, a week or so of, we already had the leaderboards. It was very easy to hook it together. I think the reason why the city came around very quick was because we were already kind of working on it. It's not something that we just plucked out of the air. So those people that don't worry, we're still working on Esperanza at the same time.
Parallel.
Just very quick gameplay that's coming through. And when are we going to release that?
Can't say.
We can't say, but we will say.
We're not saying dates anymore.
We're not saying dates. We'll stick to a build. It will be in the. It'll be in the next build.
Yes, it will. It will be in the next build, but we can't say dates.
No dates.
Okay, so that's it for episode 114.
Indeed.
Copiboar, great to have you on. Good to see you.
Great to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Everybody for watching, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. I'm in a game all day. Game all day long. What would the doctor say? Wait till the sun goes